All right, so what we're going to do right now is just, this is going to be the first of 4 reviews. And so I'm just going to go right through this paper. So this is solar thermal air first. I'm going to try to get from the top to the bottom in a half hour. I'll do a few kind of little micro edits, but I'm mainly going to focus on the big picture. So let's get going. Another thing I want to note, and this is going to be the case in all 4 reports, is that I want to make sure that Raquel, Thais, and Russell are also co-authors. So the intention from the beginning was to have each one of them contribute. So Russell and Thais contributing some theory, and then Raquel is going to have more or less an appendix. So she's gone around and interviewed all 4 teams, and she's more looking at the pedagogy in terms of taking the projects that we've done here in these 2 weeks and then being able to share those with other schools. So as long as you've got those 3 individuals as co-authors too, then you're all set. So I just wanted to mention that now. So again, I'll do some big picture things, but I'll also show you a few little shortcuts. And if Word will cooperate. I've been having trouble. I don't know if this is my video card or what, but sometimes I'll open Word and it doesn't want to show itself. Let's try one more time. Try one more time.
You may have posted it on.
No, oh, you think you might have?
Maybe.
I'll show you what I'm looking at here. This one starts with theory. Is that only a part of it then?
Yeah, that ain't right.
Okay, well, I'll wait on your next one to come up there. Yeah. Okay, so let me know when it's ready. How's it going, Russell?
Oh, pretty well. You?
We're just talking about you.
Only good things.
Only good, only good.
Oh, okay. Good.
Well, we weren't actually talking about you. We just mentioned the fact that I want to make sure that you're a co-author on all 4 papers. Just, assuming that you are, just contributing, reviewing the theory and all that. So
Yeah.
cool. And what you can do on yours is, if you want to submit your work on just this one little side project, couple pages, that'd be perfect. Just
Okay.
show some of the theory in terms of stress, strain, all the stuff we were doing, the statics, and then show your experimental results. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Just let me know when it's up there, Lance. I'm always amazed when I'm just writing a single paper how many other documents it takes. I can show you one of my papers just while we're sitting here. So this is a paper that I just submitted on the relationship between entropy and information, and I had, gosh, I don't know, 30 or 40 references. These were all other papers that I pulled from one particular journal. So you'll want to keep your own PDFs of the documents you've downloaded in a similar form. Down here, well, there are not that many revisions, but you can see I've got 2 or 3 revisions. I've got this little thing I call errata, which were things that I put in earlier that I wanted to save but weren't going to make it to the final paper. And then I've got an Excel spreadsheet going. This is just something that I had going as another table that went in the paper. And then here there were also several other documents as well. And I think on the third revision it was finally accepted. So well, all of these, at multiple levels, it's not just this course. In publishing, there are always multiple versions. So.
Where do you put this things that were like in diagram?
Do the PowerPoint.
Oh.
You guys getting closer there?
I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
Here, let me try and get a version in there. I was in a read-only version. I didn't get my information on there. So if I give you a read-only version, you won't be able to edit it, or what?
I will. I'll be able to open it. Just give it to me in Microsoft Word.
See how that little WrapText comes up?
Also, I could probably help you guys with the construction on this
Let's go to my
next
last
week if
post on
it
the
has to be that way,
The one, how about the post before that one?
What's that?
How about if you go to the post I put up right before that?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed what you said there, Russell.
I was just saying, since we still have a little bit more construction on this, I can kind of help you guys out next week, probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. So which one is that, Lance? I'm looking at the one that says practicum paper 11 minutes ago.
Okay, go down.
Yeah. 16 hours ago?
Yeah, go to that one.
Right here?
Yeah.
Okay, and so here's just another bit of advice on version control. So what I typically do, and I'll dive into my documents here. So in my Office folder, I have several versions of my CV, for example. And so, my CV changes all the time, new class taught, new paper published, new whatever. What I typically do is I start out with just the same label, latent CV, I know what that is, and then the final digits are just the year, the month, and the date. And the reason I put it as the year, the month, and the date instead of the month, the date, and the year is so that it's actually in chronological order. So on the left side is the most significant bit in terms of sorting, and on the right side is the least significant bit. So that way, I know the one at the bottom is always the latest version. So going forward, what I suggest doing is just using a little date tag on the end.
Sure.
And then a lot of times too, if I'll take this and edit it, if you're sharing versions between people, you'll put after the date just your initials so you know who touched it last, who the last person was. So, okay. All right, so what I'll do first is File, Save As. So I'm going to save a copy here, and so we're in Courses. This is the practicum. It's 2015. I'm going to make a new one just called Reports. Open. Open. And then in here I'm going to just say New Folder, Solar, Air, Open, Open. And I'm just going to save it just like you gave it to me. And now before I do anything else, I'm going to File, Save As, and I'm just going to use that same format that I just mentioned. Solar, Air, and then I'll just label it as 15/06/25 BEL. So that way I know I edited this date, and I was the last one to touch it. Save that and move on. Okay. So right off the bat, I like that cover image. It looks great. You know, it's like, okay, I know exactly what I'm looking at. So nice job on that. Team members, perfect. I think after here, let's just do something like this: energy, technology, and then put class of 15, right? So I would pop that in there. I'm going to highlight that as green. So green are things that I want going in. Red are things that I want coming out. And then another key that I typically use here is Alt-IM. I'm going to say add Russell, 2 L's, right? Thais and Raquel as co-authors. So put them as co-authors. They're not on your team, but just put them as co-authors in some way or another. So that's looking good. All right. Executive summary. Okay, so our team has been tasked with building 2 different solar thermal panels used to transfer solar energy from the sun into warm air used generally for space heating. Good, I get that. These particular panels will be built to the same specifications with the exception of the collector material. Both frames will be made of 1x4 pine with a sheet of 1/2-inch plywood on the bottom. Figure 1. The intake and exhaust are piped out with a tapered duct that's 4 inches by 10 inches, reduced to a 4-inch circle. For insulation, we used 1/2-inch polystyrene foam on each panel to protect the polystyrene from melting. Create some of a thermal mass. We installed concrete backer board Durarock. Okay, not bad. So on this guy, again on the figures, it looks like, is this some kind of text box or something? Okay.
So I just went to add caption.
Yeah.
And then it throws the caption in its own little box.
Interesting. Okay, so here's my recommendation to make that a lot easier. So I'm going to go into References, Insert Caption, and then when I do that, you'll get your figure 1. I don't know what's going on with that little box, but I'm just gonna copy what you wrote. I'm gonna paste it here, and then go back to home. I'm gonna take that font and turn it into. Are you guys using 11, 12-point font? 11. Okay. The Calibri, and then I'll make that black like the rest of it. And what we can do up here now is in the styles. So it's a caption. Oops. I'm going to update caption to match selection. Now, all of the captions in your file should be black, italics, 11-point font. kill that thing. I'm going to take this guy and do WrapText. I think, yeah, tight or square on this first page is not going to be too bad. You can see if it's square, then you can do that with it. That's fine. Good way to do it on the executive summary. Now I'm also going to hit Control-Shift-8, and it looks like you've got a lot of extra paragraph returns in there. No need for those guys. All right, and then I'll Control-Shift-8 to turn those meta characters off.
You know
So
all the tricks, Brad.
I know a couple. So this looks fine. That figure caption, it's not hanging out like a text box or whatever. It's a separate. It's in font that you can recognize, and looks just great. Yeah, and this guy too. I mean, you've got your figure caption in there. I'm going to go in and go to references, and no, actually, I'm going to go to insert, and I'm going to insert a cross-reference. And the cross-reference is figure. I don't want the entire caption. I just want the label and number. There's figure 1. Insert. Boom. Okay, so I didn't type figure 1. It just referenced it automatically. So if these guys get in different orders, you don't have to go back in and type figure 1, figure 2, etc. Okay, so that's looking good. Aluminum soda cans are used for the collector materials on one of the panels, 1-inch hole, silicone. Okay, and this guy, if I right-click here, update field, it's now figure 2, and I think, so this one too, if I go down and insert cross-reference, there's my figure 2, only label and number. Cool, okay. And this guy under home, that's caption. So your caption is already updated. So you can just do what I did already, take that and, I would just move it out of that text box. Sometimes, if you like the text box, you can put it back, but for me, it usually causes trouble, so.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
The picture, then you gotta move the box.
Yeah, it just kind of jumps around. So I think it's easier just to have this guy as, you can call it normal font, which is fine. This looks like it's also normal. Sometimes you'll have another font in here that's called body text. And if you want to do that so all your body text looks the same, that's fine. It's up to you. Okay. All right, so so on 622 we tested both panels and implemented. Okay, so I guess the only thing I'd like to see here, and again, don't stress about doing it like by tomorrow. But so big picture, what I'd like to see is our expected thermal output for the system will be just put in the number of BTUs per year. And then in parentheses, you can put that as, you can also put that as cube 100, like CCF of natural gas. Gas for an expected savings of X dollars per year. Right, so that's what all of these ultimately come down to. People make buying decisions based on the money. So, okay, it's gonna make heat, great, fine. At what cost, and what's my savings going to be? So that's in the executive summary. That's what the executive is going to want to read. Okay, big deal. But what's the bottom line for money? If they say, oh my gosh, $300 a year, etc., then that allows them to make a decision. So, and I think from your 242 course, you should be able to do that, fairly straightforwardly. Again, take a shot at it for tomorrow's PowerPoint. It'd be, great to be able to demonstrate that. If you want to look at it quickly, so you don't say, oh, yeah, $10,000. It's, I mean, it's going to be somewhere probably more than $10 and less than $1,000, but it'll be a ballpark in that range. Okay, and you could even talk to Tim a little bit. He's got data with these systems in his house. He's sort of been able to show his before and after heating bills. So, all right, executive summary looks great. This guy, is this a new section here? Or is this still executive summary?
Yeah, it is still executive summary.
Okay. This is looking a little bit more materials and methods to me. So let's, so I'll put that there. I'm going to call that heading 1. You can change the heading, but let's just, get those going. That'll help with your table of contents. This guy is WrapText. Let's just, a big figure like this is going to be better in line with text. So I'm going to drag it down here. And I don't know how that ended up, because it kind of ended up in the middle of that sentence.
Well, I found out what actually sent us the video file, what you sent us was information.
And was this the first figure right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all we got was the IFO.
For some reason, it's skipping down to the next page. Let me see if I can
A supportive.
fix that.
Do you want to have?
Figure 3, zeros and exploded. Okay, that's strange. Let me fix this formatting if I can here. I'm just going to make it sort of artificially small. Okay, so I see the issue right now. The figures themselves should be their own paragraph. So right now, this figure is actually part of that paragraph because there's only a so between the figure and the paragraph is a space, and what you want there is a return. So if we get that return in there, now you can see the paragraph is in its own, or the figure is in its own paragraph. The little backwards P is immediately following it. I can now make that the size that I wanted before.
Just so it's kind of legible.
Yeah, and what?
I'm getting the drawings in there from CAD.
Yeah, rule of thumb is you, and I'm gonna take this indent and slide it over here for your figures, so it's not shoved over in the middle. Rule of thumb on your figures is that you don't want the font in your figures to be smaller than the font in your text. And you're close, it's a little bit too small. You can save a little bit of space there and go up Format, Crop, make this guy a little smaller, get some of that dead white space. Hello. Get rid of the dead white space. And now I can cheat that out a little bit bigger. Try not to turn it upside down. And, well, sometimes it's easier just to do that. And do the, interesting. So figure 4, I would get that out of that text box altogether and just go and do the same thing where that I did with the previous 2 figures. Make sure they're referenced before they appear. The AutoCAD looks great. I like the labels.
Yeah, that's all sand.
Yeah, Sam, that is really good looking. No, that's fantastic. Duroc, you've got your dimensions in there. You've got your labels. It's enough information, but it's not too much. I mean, it's just right. That's fantastic. Okay. Figure 5, figure 6. So again, just on these guys, WrapText. Keep these in line with text. They're just going to behave better for you. And then be sure when you do that Control-Shift-8, this one's looking good because it's got that paragraph return after the figure. That's exactly where you want it. Okay, nice. background. Yeah, so move the background.
Before the executive.
Yeah, no, just before materials and methods.
Oh, okay.
Move background before M&M, but after exec sum. Okay, nice. Sunsworth, nice. Nice. Sterling. Chancery, Minister, Scotland, 86 years old. Lord Kelvin. So what's this solar timeline? Is that an online resource or?
That's a document I found from the DOE.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
And I haven't cited it in the paper.
No, it looks good though. On your sites, so stick your period in after the citation, and just get rid of that period. So the punctuation's always going to come at the very end of the sentence. The citation's part of the sentence. So perfect. And I just did that one little edit there, but do that throughout. Mid-50s. I like the timeline. That's great. Solar thermal technology. I guess I might argue that solar technology was present at the same day that the sun started emitting light, but maybe from the first origins of humanity or something like that. It, was present when humans started developing technology. Yeah, that's right. Okay. With space conditioning, that's a good one too. You might try referencing Lovins on that.
Okay, I think I actually have.
Yeah, and I think Amory Lovins, he's got some really good statistics on that. I can't remember. It's just reinventing fire is the name of it.
Yeah, I think I still have that.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be a good one there. All right. So theory. So theory. This can be a heading also, and you can change the style, and then as long as all those headings are there, your table of contents is just going to pop right out. Following equations, use efficiency, therefore we can use the equation. Okay, important values, density of air. So in these guys, make sure your variables are italicized. This density is actually, it's a row. It's a lowercase, so I just made that a lowercase. It looks like you already had symbol fonts, so that's great. And then I think, I don't think the parens are doing you any favors. They're just kind of distracting. It's just kind of extra stuff. It's not really. So let's do that. Typically, big V is for volume. Little v is velocity. Same thing. Specific heat is typically lowercase. And I think a good place to use a tab. You could just put tabs in here.
Okay.
Everything's will be kind of. There we go. Clean that up a little bit, and then same thing here. Tab these guys out. I like the fact that you've got them either sourced or measured. That's great. I like that a lot. SP, capacity of air. This will save you a little bit of and you can do the same. You can do the same thing on the measured. I like nice work on the subscripts and superscripts, by the way. That's good. I'm gonna tab that, and then I just get rid of these. So on down the right. Okay, that looks great. T, change in temperature, efficiency of the solar thermal air collector. Is that an acronym you guys made up, or is that pretty standard? I like it, yeah, it's good. A stack, it's a good
I
one.
got tired of
I
that.
like it, no, that's perfect way to do, yeah, yeah. Okay. Power out over power in, nice, okay. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to want you to put in, so I'm going to take I'm going to take a little bit more time on yours. We started about 10 minutes late. I'm going to say a few things that I'm going to skip on the next ones, like how to put a equation in. So let me show you how to do that. The equation itself should be centered. So I've got a center tab right there, and it looks like you've got the font set up to be centered, but instead I'm going to put it in as left or left justified. I'm going to stick the center tab in just like that. I'm going to put a right tab in over here. So now I'm going to go home, tab. Now I've got my equation right where I wanted it. I'm going to go to the end, and now I'm going to put in an open paren. I'm going to go to insert, and right up here, I'm going to stick in a field. And this field is going to be a sequence, and it's going to be an equation sequence. So seq EQ, okay. And you can see the number 1 just popped right up there. Now I'm going to close parens, and now I'm going to hit my tab, Control-Shift-8, and now that equation is now numbered. I can do the same thing. Well, what I'm also going to do is go up. I'm going to go to the home, and under styles, I'm going to create a style, and I'm just going to call it the equation style. And now if I come down here to this next equation, I can see that those two center tab, that center tab is not up here, and the right tab isn't either. But if I go up here and turn that into a equation style, they are there. So now all I have to do is put in that tab. I'm going to take this thing I just made, copy it, paste it, tab it, right-click it, update it. Now I've got equation 2. And so I've got this whole sequence. So the figures and tables are auto-numbered already. And now I've got this nice sequence of equations, too, that are auto-numbered. Now, if I want to, really nice job on formatting the equations and the sentence structure. It's perfect, by the way. Cost per meter. Just be sure you're italicizing your equations. I think this guy is actually a lowercase row, etc. So now, if you want, if you need to reference these equations later, like the efficiency equation, I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to go up to Insert, Bookmark, and I'm just going to call it Efficiency. Add it. So now later, I can come down here and say something like.
It's actually down there, I think, on the last paragraph there.
Did you reference it?
No, I didn't reference it like you're talking about, but I could.
Okay. Oh, right here, from our efficiency equation, perfect. Love it. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Insert, Cross-Reference. Instead of a figure now, I'm going to cross-reference a bookmark. There's my efficiency. Insert, done. So that's, now you got a really professional looking document. It's just like you'd expect to read in a textbook. Nice. Yeah. Only thing I would change, I know that when you write your efficiency equation, your variable you're trying to find is on the left, but what you're going to want to do is actually put your result 44% on the right. So it's, so think about, computing. You're always going to compute from, it's a little bit backwards. I mean, we usually put the stuff that we already know on the right, the stuff we don't on the left, but then in this final result, you'll put it on the other side. But other than that, that looks great, 44% efficient, I love it. Sweet. Okay, methods. Oh, it looks like you already had methods section, you can just combine those two together.
Yeah.
And you can put a,
In the latest, I added to that.
yeah, and you can put a little subsection in there saying, so part of your methods, one of your methods could be design, and that's where you have your drawings, and then the next methods is construction, et cetera. So just subsections in materials and methods. Temp change, temp out, temp in, can gutter panel, temp change. So 112 degrees Fahrenheit, that's yeah, not bad.
That would be some stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to test it in the winter conditions, but.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, that's, shoot, that's a really good start. I think, once you've got these together, I mean, the one thing we discussed yesterday was putting in measurements for your fan energy consumption. That's going to be your enhanced or modified efficiency equation, but gosh, the rest of this looks really nice.
And then we'll add some tables in there and
Yeah,
slap a trend line on
yeah. I guess I'd also like to see some nice photos too. I know, Jonathan's been taking a bunch, I'm sure you guys have, just
Yeah, we've got
photos of your team, put that in there, just, testing, just showing the different test setups so that it's, the idea is, you hand this off to somebody, like, okay, now I see exactly how they did it, so, great. Same day. Great, all right, so I'm just gonna I'll save this, and we'll go back into the Moodle shell, drag her back up there. Are you guys using the little drag and drop?
it. Yeah, I was trying to drop.
Well, Moodle 2 is better than Moodle 1 in that you can, I think, we'll give it a shot right here, courses. Yeah, just the first version of Moodle, you had to go and browse and pick and select and all this, but in Moodle 2, so here's reports, here's solar air. Doesn't like it. Maybe I don't have editing turned on, let's just check. Oh, it's on. Maybe I'll just drag it, micro hydro, solar hot water, solar hot air. There it is. It's just dragging right into your main shell. All right. Okay, hey, nice work, nice start. And I'll put a label above that. I don't know if you guys can drag right in there or not, but I'll
There
put,
were a couple things in there and then a couple things that didn't take.
yeah, report, report edits, save and return to course.
What's that?
So there we go, report edits, and then I'm just going to take this one down. Solar air, 1506.50. Okay, not too bad, 40 minutes.